Hi, my name's Susan. I'm originally from Scotland, but I've lived in Broadhaven for the last 8 years with my husband, my 6-year-old, my 2-year-old and our dog. I'm a pharmacist in the NHS and I'm also a scuba diving instructor, and it's from doing that that really gave me the beginnings of paying attention to plastic. I am the community leader for Surfers Against Sewage, Plastic Free Broadhaven and Littlehaven. I found on the Surfers Against Sewage website an individual action plan which listed out different ways that you could reduce plastic usage with particular items that are really, really easy things to do, and started doing that. And then I saw that you could be a plastic-free community, and I had a look and read what you had to do, and I thought that it would actually be achievable in the community that I live in. And it has a list inside it of small changes that you can make that probably people have heard because they've been in the news a lot. Simple things like using a refillable water bottle or a reusable coffee cup rather than a disposable one, not using plastic straws or straws at all, having your own cutlery, being mindful of things that you use at home in the bathroom, the kitchen, joining into mini beach cleans. And then it talked about plastic-free communities at the bottom. And then I found the Surfers Against Sewage Community Toolkit. And I had a look through the things that you had to do to become a plastic-free community. So it has 5 objectives in it. So the first one, local governance, is about working with your local council. The second one it talks about is local businesses. They give you a number of local businesses that you need to have engaged in order to get the award. It depends on how big your community is. Gives you lots of tips as well, and working with plastic-free allies is a really important part of it as well. Allies that we had here with the school, playgroup, the Christmas pudding run that did it as a fundraiser and raised loads of money and went plastic free themselves. There's loads of different groups in the community that have helped us to achieve that. The fourth one is plastic free rallies, which is having events like beach cleans or fundraisers that get the community actioned and involved. And the last one is setting up a steering group to sort of set the direction of what you're going to do, and importantly what you're going to do once you've achieved it. And it took 3 months for us to do it from starting, but we did have a bit of a Facebook group before with about 200 people involved before we said, right, we're going to do this. So we had a bit of a sort of base for it all, but it was a really achievable thing to do, and I'm really glad that we just decided to start. The start of 2018 was at around the time when Blue Planet was on, and watching the documentary and listening to David Attenborough, it just brought home again the problem, and that you were able to start doing things to try and make a difference yourself. No matter how small they are, it will all make a difference. And then I saw on Facebook that Aberporth, just up the road in Ceredigion, I think it's about 35 miles away, got plastic-free community status from Surfers Against Sewage, the first community in Wales. And I thought, you know, they're a small community similar to us. If they've managed to do it, maybe that's something we were able to do. And then around the time I noticed that businesses in the villages were starting to make their own changes, moving away from plastic packaging, changing plastic straws for paper. And I thought that, you know, people have started moving now, so maybe we can all move together and try and make a bigger change. There are lots of ways to get involved, and we really want people to get involved. Locally within my community, Plastic Free Broadhaven and Littlehaven, a good way to start would perhaps be to have a look on our Facebook group or Facebook page where we talk about the events that we do. We run monthly competitions. We talk about the plans that we're making, and also suggestions people have got of becoming a bit more plastic free locally, either in the village or surrounding areas, people that supply produce without plastic in, you know, that type of thing. We'll talk about that. If you wanted to look at doing something in your own community, the Surfers Against Sewage website is a really good place to start, which gives you lots of facts about plastic and then 6 steps that you can work through. If you have a look at the map on the Plastic Free Communities website, that will show you where the plastic free communities are. Within Pembrokeshire, there's Plastic Free Broadhaven and Littlehaven, and there are also communities that are working on getting their plastic free status: Nayland, Pembroke, Tenby, Saundersfoot and Newport. So if you live near those communities, join in. But you don't have to live by the sea. Your community could be inland. It's a community, not the coastline, that's important. Sign up on the website, have a read through what you would need to do. You lead the community, you don't do everything yourself. You'll get the community toolkit where you can have a look at things in a bit more detail and work out a plan of where you're going to start and how you're going to do it. There's a business toolkit that you can sign up for, and they give you lots of different tips and ways you can do it, whether you're a cafe, a shop, a restaurant, an office. There's loads of suggestions, and then you get your own plastic free champion plaque in English, and if you're in Wales you will also get it in Welsh. You can see the certificate that you'll get as well. So we've got one as the Villages Broadhaven Youth Hostel got one for becoming a plastic free champion itself, and then we got one as the community here. Beach cleans are part of it too. Beach cleans, river cleans or street cleans. Again, it doesn't have to be on the beach, or you could start your own one, set one up, make an event and invite people along. And lastly, schools. They have a separate programme for plastic free schools. Again, a school doesn't need to be in a plastic free community. Any school can do it. They have really clear tasks to work through. It's orientated at kids, to get kids involved and doing things and then achieving the award on your own. Another way I'd suggest is to engage with other eco-champions, because there are a lot in Pembrokeshire. There's lots of different groups doing lots of different things. Just a couple of examples I thought of was Pembrokeshire Care, Share and Give, which recycle things that are harder to recycle, and then the money they get for doing that gets shared around charities in Pembrokeshire. There's a community fridge, one in Haverfordwest and up in Fishguard. That would be a way to join in. There's remakeries in those places as well. And also I found a new Facebook group called Pembrokeshire Eco Mummies, which if you're a parent has loads of suggestions. So just looking around, the Pembrokeshire Eco Champion website and Facebook group also champions people who are doing things, so that would be another good way of finding who's doing what so that you can join in with them. Right, my message, I guess, the first part of it is just start. Just choose something, one thing, anything, and start doing it. And then once you start, you start to think of things in a different way. And then you start talking about it with your friends and with your family, and it sort of grows in a positive way. But if you've got some hours to volunteer, even if it's an hour a week, an hour a fortnight, or you're looking to do your Duke of Edinburgh and you have a lot of volunteering to do, have a look for these plastic free communities or plastic free champions, eco champions, speak to them, join in and just start. I'm Susan and I'm a very proud Pembrokeshire Eco Champion.